Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. We often read Surah Al-Fatiha, and one of the ayat in Surah Al-Fatiha is A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Ihdina, guide us, As-Sirat, to the path, Al-Mustaqim, the straight path. And then we read Sirat al-Ladhina an'amta alayhim, it's the path of those upon whom you have bestowed your favor. But I came across something interesting. What does the word As-Sirat mean? Usually it's translated as path, but in Arabic, Sheikh Muhammad Uthman al-Khamis points out that the word As-Sirat in Arabic is only applied to a path which has 6 qualities. And what are these 6 qualities? Imagine you're going from A to B. So the first thing is, the Sirat should be the shortest route. We shouldn't have to go through a long route or a curvy route that's very long. So if we put that in a religious context, we can understand that Islam is the shortest route to the rida, or to the guidance and pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His paradise. We don't have to go through purgatory as the Christians do, or we don't have to go through endless cycles of birth and rebirth as the Hindus do. Islam gives a very straight, short route straight to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-Sirat al-Mustaqim. The route, As-Sirat, is a word that's only used for a pathway that is really wide, that can take many people. So what we would call a highway, it's not something that's very narrow. And you can imagine there are religions in the world where people claim that you can only follow the right, they claim they're the true religion, but you can only follow it if your mother was from that religion or your parents were from that religion. So for example, Jews claim that you can only truly be a Jew if your mum was a Jew, and Hindus who are from that at the top rank can only be born to other Hindus from the top rank. But Islam doesn't say that. Islam says anybody, no matter who your parents were, whether they were Muslim or non-Muslim, you can become Muslim, and it can accommodate everybody. It's like As-Sirat al-Mustaqim, the path is wide. The third thing, it has to be the shortest and straightest path. There's no curvy nature to this. There's nothing crooked about Islam. The path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very straight. You believe in one God, all the messengers are saying the same thing, and the rules are the same for everybody. So it's not only the shortest, but it's got to be straight, mustaqim. And hence that particular attribute of the path is reiterated to emphasize the nature of Islam. It's got to be a clear path. You can't call a path that you need a guide or is not very clear and you need somebody to show you how to go as As-Sirat. As-Sirat is a very clear path. It's really visible to everybody, and you don't need huge markers to show you. You don't need specialist knowledge to tread the path. It's visible to everybody. It's a path. As-Sirat is a road that takes you to your end destination. There are no barriers on the path. And then finally, it's the only path that takes you from A to B. So it's the only path that takes you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-Sirat al-Mustaqim, Islam. It doesn't have any barriers. You don't have to believe in any particular people after the prophets who are special, who will give you special access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You have direct access to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You follow this path, you will get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. It's clear, everything is straightforward. It's in the Quran, it's in the Sunnah, and it's in the understanding of the Sahaba. And it's a straight path, it's a wide path, it accommodates everybody, and it's a short path. You get there, you don't have to have endless cycles of life and death. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us understand this point. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Rabbana zidna ilma.